Die, food myths, die! There are quite a few food myths based on false information that could negatively be affecting your diet and experience with food. In this video, we're going to look at the top 5 myths about food that you likely still believe, and explain the truth behind them. These are going to be pretty useful for you guys as we're talking about detoxifying, MSG, microwaves, sugar, goes on. So without further ado, these are the top 5 food myths that need to die. Microwaves are unhealthy. Growing up, I didn't have a microwave as my mom didn't really believe in it. She still doesn't have a microwave, so if I wanted food hot, I'd have to use the stove. And it's one of the reasons I'm a decent cook. But microwaves are not inherently unhealthy. They get a bad rap with food and health bloggers and the media touting that microwaves destroy the enzymes and antioxidants in your food. But this isn't really much different than any other forms of cooking that apply heat to food. It is the time and the heat applied to food that affects the nutrient loss. So the short cooking time of microwaves can actually help minimize nutrient loss. Others will go as far to say that the radiation from microwaves creates dangerous compounds in your food. But this isn't the Chernobyl type of radiation we're talking about here. Microwaves use electromagnetic radiation. This simply refers to the electrical and magnetic radiation that passes through the microwave in waves. Microwaves cause water molecules in your food to vibrate, and that produces the heat used to cook your food. And the amount of radiation produced by microwaves is 1,000 times less than is dangerous to your health. One thing to be cautious of is the plastic that you put in the microwave, as some plastics can actually leach dangerous compounds into your food. So use microwave safe containers only. The ease of use of microwaves can also encourage the consumption of more processed foods, the ones full of additives and sugar that should be avoided. So use it to heat up your food, not cook with it. MSG can trigger headaches and other natural reactions. MSG, or monosodium glutamate, is simply glutamate, the natural amino acid binded to salt, the monosodium part. Both are naturally occurring and you create and consume it every day with no adverse side effects. You've probably heard differently. That MSG is the bad stuff that gives you Chinese restaurant syndrome of headaches, nausea, and chest pain from eating at Chinese food restaurants. You may have even felt it yourself. This could be the placebo effect, or due to the fact that you're consuming greasy deep-fried Chinese food and are reacting to the harmful biogenic amines such as histamine, tyramine, and phenylethylamine. Took me 40 times to say that right. I don't think I said it right this time. Oh, and biogenic amines are basically a group of amino acids. Protein-causing foods. Stay with me here. There are no conclusive studies that show MSG, or monosodium glutamate, is dangerous to your health. Although the myth that it is dangerous is quite pervasive. It is widely accepted by government food agencies and the FDA and food scientists that MSG is completely safe. And it has been recognized as such since 1959. And in case you didn't know, MSG is fucking delicious. You know how salt is our concentrated way of making things taste salty? MSG is the concentrated product that makes things taste savory, otherwise known as umami, the fifth taste. And a little bit of these crystals goes a long way. I've done a full video where I go into the science and history of umami and MSG. Right here. Natural sweeteners are much healthier than regular sugar. By now, we know from the overwhelming body of research that sugar in high consumption is bad for us. But what about agave sugar and cane sugar, palm sugar, honey, coconut sugar, stevia, or maple syrup? Natural sweeteners are often touted as a healthier alternative to regular sugar, otherwise known as sucrose. But you should know that these sweeteners have quite a similar reaction to your body. All sugars break down into glucose and fructose and cause an insulin response to the body, essentially delivering calories with minimal to no nutrition. How much of an insulin response depends on the glycemic index of those sweeteners. While it's best to consume lower glycemic index sweeteners, too much of any kind of sugar can create an insulin resistance leading to obesity, metabolic syndrome, diabetes, and even cancer. Rather than worry about which healthy sweetener you're gonna have, your best bet would be reduce consumption of all sugar. So avoid processed foods that are usually in the middle aisles of your grocery store that contain lots of added sugars, and buy real food. You need to regularly detox your body. This one really irks me because it's become quite the scam to get you into buying things. Step right up and flush your impurities through some colon irrigation and get your organs squeaky clean. When you see products boasting detoxification, what toxins are they talking about? A group of scientists in the UK asked this to manufacturers of detoxifying supplements, smoothies, and even shampoos on what these toxins are. But none of them could define detoxification or identify the toxins. Now that doesn't mean your body doesn't get toxins. You certainly do. But a healthy body naturally excretes toxins through your organs. Your kidneys, liver, skin, and even your lungs are detoxifying right now. And you can support your organs by having a healthy, natural, nutrient-rich diet. So there are a few natural compounds that can help your organs to detoxify your body, such as spirulina, the magical algae, and milk thistle. So while there's no evidence that juicing can cleanse the toxins out of you, it may actually help you to get more fruit and vegetables into your diet. But an overconsumption of too much fruit with no fiber can lead to an overconsumption of sugar. So consider fruit smoothies instead of juicing, so you also get the fiber and slow down the insulin response on your body. Frozen vegetables are less nutritious than fresh. Straight from the vine or tree, fruits and vegetables are going to have the most nutrition. But if you don't grow your own fruits and vegetables, they may not have the same nutrition when it gets to your plate. There is a lot of processed foods in the frozen food section, but you can also find some of the healthiest foods in that section. As soon as fruits and vegetables are picked, they start to lose their nutrition as they oxidize. Often they are harvested before they're fully ripe at their peak nutritious state, and so they're artificially ripened in transport. Sometimes it can be weeks or even months from when it's first picked to the time it ends up on your plate. Spending time in transit, on the grocery shelves, and in your fridge. I know it's a cemetery in your fridge. Your fridge, where fruits and vegetables go to die. Frozen produce, though, is picked at its peak nutrition and ripeness. Once it is harvested, it is usually blanched to kill the enzymes that cause decay, and then flash frozen within a few hours to lock it in its peak nutritious state, with little nutrient loss compared to some of the fresh vegetables you get at your grocery store. But if you want really fresh vegetables, grow your own or go to a farmer's market. And that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to subscribe so you don't miss any awesome videos, and leave a comment below if you think I got something wrong or if you have a myth that's still pervasive that I didn't talk about. Thanks guys.